I don't really wanna see the light anyway. Thinking back, I don't really wanna know you anyway.
Hey guys, this is my new YouTube channel. I know no one cares, but please just listen to me on this channel.
Hi everyone, today I am seated with a filmmaker, a singer, and a content creator who has managed to blow up and making it big. I'm talking to Dev Rayani. Dev, would you like to introduce yourself to everybody watching this right now?
Hello, everybody. I'm Dev Rayani. I am 18 years old and I do content creation. That's right. But yeah, thank you for having me over here. It's 12 and I have not slept, but I'm still really pumped for this. So let's do this.
Yeah, for people who are wondering, it's 12 p.m. Dev has not slept overnight. There's a whole circle that he's not gone through. No, but thank you for doing this, Dev. I wanted everybody who's watching this to get a deeper insight into your life because most people see you for 30 seconds on Instagram, 15 seconds for Instagram, where you're either busting down or you're making people laugh or just all in all relatable content. Man tucks the lower lip in as you should. But I think you're someone with a lot of perspectives that a lot of people would not have expected and a lot of ideas that a lot of people would want to hear about. And I feel like a lot of people don't know the work and all of the inner conflicts you have in being a content creator, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube. So I wanted this entire interview to capture that.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Okay, starting off with, I have a rapid fire for you. Let's get straight into it. What are 3 words you would use to describe yourself, Dave?
I would say overthinker, ambitious, and I don't know. It's a sentence actually. It's not a word. But like if I think of something, I will do it. Like I no matter what, which is bad also sometimes.
Yeah.
But I will do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like relentless is a close word. Like you'll definitely,
Yes.
yeah.
Stand.
In terms of being, and people have tried to guess this, in terms of being more introverted or extroverted, where do you see yourself lying on the spectrum?
I'm extroverted around. It's reverse for me. I'm extroverted around the people I don't know, and I'm introverted around the people I know. So because I'm more comfortable with the people I know, so I like to just sit and vibe rather than like get out myself. But yeah, I'm very extroverted with the people I don't know.
Yo, that's insane. And what is, if you had to choose 100,000 followers today on Instagram or YouTube, which one would you choose and why?
I would say YouTube definitely, because in terms of money, in terms of reach, in terms of like just branching out, YouTube has a much bigger thing compared to Instagram. Especially, I'm big on Reels, which is actually very new and not everyone knows about it around the world. And yeah, YouTube's always literally been my dream, anyways. And 100K on YouTube's mad. Like it takes a lot of effort compared to Instagram. Like everyone on Instagram has 100K at this point. I don't even, every profile I see on Reels has 100K, but in YouTube you get respect for like getting to that point. So that would be YouTube.
And then the last question I have for you is, if I were to give you a stock, if I were to give you a certain sum of money and you could invest in a creator, you could buy stock in a content creator today, your age, who would you be investing in?
I would invest in Agastya Shah. Not only because he's growing right now, but I know him since I was like born, and I know like how ambitious he is in life and how much he means to do something. And like you need to have trust and like you need to know the client properly if you want to invest in someone. And I know Agastya the most, and I know he's gonna like reach mad heights. So yup, double the money.
That's great, man. Yeah, double the reach, dude. He's doing quite well. And like, jumping into a conversation about Instagram, one of the things that like I used to worry a lot about is a lot of people use Instagram to, while their time away, it's their leisure. But when you become a content creator, you see Instagram in a completely different way. So when people say, oh, I want to limit my screen time, for you, that's almost something you can't do if you're, constantly creating content. How do you deal with that entire, like, I'd say some of it is like the toxicity of social media when you are a content creator on social media.
Yeah. All right. So before, like I would say 5 months ago, my screen time was like through the roofs. And because it was lockdown, I was just on my phone. I was just thinking of new ways, finding new ideas to do. But the thing is with that is I was forcing myself to find ideas. So my content became like baseline and like just like everyone else. And also the likes and the comments and the number really got to me because I started losing followers at that point. So, and there was a really bad time for me. So I just took like 2 weeks off social media. And now I spend a cumulative of 30 minutes a day on social media.
That's
I post
crazy.
my reel and I leave it. I don't like to see the likes. I don't like to see the comments.
Hmm.
A reel of mine hit like 10 million. I didn't even know, like, because I don't like to, I don't like numbers. It really gets to me when it comes to grades, when it comes to anywhere. Numbers just like get to me
Yeah.
if it's in a bad connotation. So I just put my phone down after I post a reel, and maybe in the night I'll look back at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, drastic
It,
change.
that's actually really good, and that's really mature as well, because a lot of people make the mistake of like, and even I've done this in the past, like you associate your self-worth with the amount of views you're getting, except the problem with that is that you're not deciding the value of your content, the world is. So tomorrow
True.
if they hate you, you can't hate yourself because of that. It's a really
Yeah,
hard game to play.
yeah, definitely.
With the entire world of content creation, what is your goal, like, 1 year down the line, if you're still making content, where would you like to see, what kind of content would you like to make, like what's the shift you see in your own trajectory?
I honestly like where I'm at right now.
Hmm.
I'm making comedy, I'm making dance, I'm putting out my music, and I'm also like giving social messages at the same time, not too much of something, not too less of something. In 1 year, I do not see myself properly doing it like I am right now because I have a lot of free time and I have college, and I want to do a minor in film, so that's going to take up a lot of time. So balancing that, I know ain't going to be, and I've never been good with multitasking studies and what I like. So I don't think I'll do as much as I am right now, but I'd like to post once a week rather than every day. But yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And I think on your topic, like talking about social issues, you're one of the few content creators who will just have brutal honesty when it comes to a topic. Like you don't care too much about like how the world is going to perceive you if you put a certain message out. And I know you research it as well. Like, why do you do it, and why do you feel like other people don't do it?
I feel like people aren't educated enough, and I don't think they want to take the effort to be educated. And even if they don't want to be educated, some content creators just put out stuff which sometimes doesn't make sense at all, and doesn't help anybody. And I don't put a message out for every social cause that comes out because I have to feel like I have to feel something for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not organic, right? I just don't want to I don't want to make it just for the sake of it, just because everyone's doing it. That's what news channels do, and I do not. I want to be far from them. And yeah, when I feel something about something, I research like hard. Like I go in hard because I have to be right. Otherwise, I can't be. And my opinion about being brutally honest, like I had a shift of personality in 10th grade because in 10th grade I was a compulsive liar. I used to lie so much and I hated myself for it. And then now I'm just brutally honest because I hate liars. So that complete shift just made like who I am today, and I just speak on stuff with my own thoughts rather than other people clouding it.
Yeah, I think that's so nice, because like sometimes you can make people a little uncomfortable. Like in general, honesty makes people a little uncomfortable. But in more often than not, that's just because you're like exposing the truth to them, and some people just don't like that. They don't like hearing facts. It's like as simple as that.
Yeah.
And especially with your IGTVs, like I know it impacts people because you can see the comments rolling in, and it's not like slacktivism or performative activism where you're just like, oh yeah, this is like a story. You like actually get into the depths of an issue, and you force people to almost like take a look in the mirror and think about it as well and how it could impact them.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I intend to do. So
Dude,
hopefully.
you're doing a great job of it, man. Wouldn't have brought it up otherwise. And then, when it comes to putting yourself out there are a lot of highs with getting viral. You mentioned yourself, you got like 10 million views on a reel, which is absolutely insane.
Which
But
got
like,
deleted.
I'd heard, I saw as well. I felt so bad for you. Number one, why did it get deleted? Screw the deep question. First that.
Okay, so I made it on someone's audio, and that guy deleted it. So everyone who made a thing on his audio there went away.
Why would he delete it? Did he just want to screw over every content creator out there?
That would be fun. I would do that, bro. That would be so funny. But yeah, it didn't faze me because like it was a shit reel. Because on Instagram, the most shit reel get
By
the
the way,
highest.
full honesty, I did not understand why that got 10 million views.
Yeah, I would. I met Tanisha and I was like, you know what? Let's do this. It took 1 second and I posted it. This is the worst reel I've ever made. So it didn't faze me because I didn't put any effort into it. So
Yeah. I think that's one thing I really like about content creation is it gives you so many opportunities to fail that if you do it, like ideally should not phase you as much because you always have tomorrow, you always have next week where you can just push more content out.
definitely. Yeah.
And on the the deep question that was coming off of that, which was what I was really curious about, is like, you get this high, and obviously it gives you a dopamine rush sometimes, initially at least in your career. On the flip side, what are some of those lows like as a content creator, when numbers are controlling everything?
So the highs are like I'd say like in a content creator's world, opportunity doesn't knock once; it knocks literally like every day. But you just have to choose which door to open. And the thing with the numbers is it will affect you. Even it still affects me, but I choose to ignore it because it literally doesn't define who I am. And like 1 year ago, it used to hurt a lot because I used to see like Agastya and I started at the same time and he grew astronomically and I was actually going down, so that did affect me. But I was happy for him because he's always wanted to do this and he's my best friend and I love him for that. So it didn't affect me because he was doing it, but if it was someone else it would affect me a lot. And it did actually, like that's why the whole break thing, and now I just keep my phone away because numbers in every content person world is the worst thing ever. And that's why it's a very shaky business because there'll always be someone new coming up. You're not going to be the best all the time. So you just got to accept, like acceptance is a big part of being a content creator because like it's not going to be daisies and stuff all the time. So
Yeah. And this question is a little bit, so I was really curious about this because I noticed that like content creators, especially young content creators, even myself included, we don't like to talk about finances too much publicly or how much money we're earning or anything related to financial independence. In my particular take on that is, one, we're not used to managing that much money, but two, which leads to a greater question is, do you feel like creators today are being overvalued or undervalued when it comes to like brand deals or sponsorships, or how do you think the perception of earning money sitting in your room making a video is today?
all right, so I would say like we, like at least my age, it's really overvalued. I would say it's really overvalued, because brands just look for numbers. They don't look at the person. Like mostly, brands just look for numbers. And if you have the numbers, which at this point anyone can get, it's a very random process. You get that type of money. Like you get high money, and it takes you on a high, which I know I won't be used to because in a regular paying job that we will be doing, it won't be as high as we're getting right now. And it scares me because like all of us, we're getting like such highs right now and it's not going to stay for long. That's why I don't want to do this forever because it's gonna go down. And I've accepted that like this is just a phase of life and not something, because like all YouTubers, everyone just buys Lamborghinis, gold chains, everything the moment they get money, because it's that high, dude. Like it's like, wow, I have money now. And especially now, we've never earned, and suddenly we've got money.
Bro, you get pocket money for tiffins. That's it.
Pocket money for canteen food. We used to get 10 rupees, and now suddenly it's just this. Yeah, it's crazy. So I it doesn't. There was a point where it got to me, and I said like, no, bro, this is bad. And actually, I've stopped brands because it doesn't match with my profile, and I don't feel the urge also to like earn money as much. So yeah,
people, it's so hard because people work years and years for the sum of money that you're making like within like 1 minute.
Get to that point.
So eventually, and
Definitely.
regardless of whether you continue making that sum of money, it's just it's a scary amount of money to be making, especially how quick it is. Because 17-year-old, you're not financially independent by any means. Most kids aren't, and 18, you're suddenly getting
Not at
all
all.
of these.
Yeah, and you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, what do you do?
And parents, they don't know what this content thing is. They just think it's something that you're stuck to your phone all day. So they have
Yeah.
no idea what to do with all this managing the money, where it's coming from, what are you going to do with it. So it's just a very gray area, and it's very scary. Yeah, we've never really understood or even been taught the concept of savings, investing, because that's what comes in college if you take that up. Because in school, ICSE, nah.
No,
I learned
right.
about history, geography, all the irrelevant stuff, but we did not learn about how to. We didn't learn about taxes, dude. I just turned 18, got my PAN card, and I have to learn about. I have to teach myself about taxes because it's huge,
It's
and it
crazy.
really affects.
Even
Yeah,
something as
so
simple as investing and like compound interest. Do you think that people would know how to store their money away, increase their money
we
over
just had
time?
that one formula in school for compound interest, which we know. We don't know how it works. We just knew
Dude.
this guy bought 30 watermelons and now he has to put it in a bank. Yeah.
And then the last part of this interview, I wanted to focus on your art because like you are a really creative person, like not dance, not film, not music, all three. What drew you to these fields in the first place? Like, was it an outlet for you? Like where does your inspiration for all of this stuff come from?
So it all started like with dance. Dance is just like till like seventh grade, I was never selected in any dance thing in school.
Are you
I used to come
serious?
back home crying. I used to be like, oh my god, mother, they did not pick me again. They chose the same guy for for the seventh year. um, but yeah, and I never liked learning dance. So I never went for classes. And I always liked freestyling, and I used to post that a lot. But then after a certain point in 10th, when I went to a low point in my life, dance became sort of an escape for me. So it was sort of personal. So I stopped like posting as much dance. But film started when YouTube started. Um, so I started YouTube to make friends. I had zero friends. So I started YouTube
Which is still
because
insane to me. How you try to
there
socialize.
was this one guy who had a YouTube channel in my grade, and he had all the girls, all the friends. I'm like, okay, plan sorted. And I got my best friend right now was from me making a YouTube channel, which is crazy. But I edited my YouTube video, and that was so much fun. I love editing more than filming. That's why I want to be like a editor or a director when I grow up, because it's just you can do anything with editing. Like
You
you
can.
can just change the content entirely, and that's why my film thing started. And music, so like 6 months ago, 4 months ago, I got bored one Sunday, and I was like, hey, it'll be cool if I have a song out.
Holy
And I
shit.
just made a song. I just made a song because I'd learned like a few 1 year ago. I learned some music production course, so I made a song, put it out because I just wanted like, hey, imagine if I just have a song on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. That'd be so cool. And yeah, I really enjoyed that too. The mixing, the singing, and you don't have to be like a really good singer to make music.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
go around that. So yeah, that's where all three
Dude,
came.
all three come together in one Dev Rayani's born. Freaking artistic mastermind. No, that's crazy, dude. And then like the last thing that I've noticed with you particularly is like like other content creators will have like a rigid schedule, like one reel every day, one like three reels a week. You post when you want, and I feel like a deeper reason for that is like you give value to your art, and like you don't want to commodify it, you don't want to like mechanize it. Like if something hits you, you will make it. And I feel like that's like a very like it's very quality centric. You're only going to put out something you're proud of. Um, like where how do you see that in the long run? Like do you always want to be the sole person who's creating your art? Do you ever see yourself like giving some tasks to like a video editor? Because like me personally, like I'm very big on quality as well, and like I don't want to be dependent on anyone. So like I try to teach myself everything. So what do you think is
Yeah.
the value of like investing in yourself and making yourself that powerhouse of production?
Actually thought about this like last night. Like editing is a huge thing, and I want to do YouTube, but I also love editing, and I want it to be my way. So
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever hire someone to edit my videos or siphon my content work to someone else, get an assistant, because then it doesn't only become my 100%. It's like 80% me and then 20% based on her or him, and like it's just like no, because the thing like you said, like I like to teach myself stuff. So Final Cut Pro, like to edit, I literally just I've seen like thousands of YouTube tutorials on how to do transitions and stuff. Dancing also is just music which you freestyle to. I don't like being dependent on people, and like as you said, like it's just because you can be let down. It can help a lot, but
But you
when you
can
get
do it.
let down, it just hits really hard. So yeah, I just want to be dependent on my own, be independent, and just like do whatever I want. And it doesn't have to be the best. I don't want to be the best, because um I want to be the best for myself, not for anybody else. So
Yeah.
just vibing and doing what I like and being happy is just what I want.
Dude, that's so great, man. Thank you so much for doing this, Dave. Is there any last message you have for people? Assuming someday you become a hotshot director, I can proudly say this is the first
Not sure.
one-on-one interview, one-on-one interview, long-form interview, deep insight into the mind of Dave Rayani that is out there on the platform. What would you like to say to yourself 5 years from now if you ever look back at this?
5 years from now, Dave, um, if your favorite food is still thepla, please leave. Please stop. Just stop everything in your life, because I have been hogging theplas, bro. Because because in the night my mom doesn't really want to cook. My daddy doesn't want to cook. I'm like, yeah, for sure, don't cook, sleep, please. So there's just like 50 theplas in the fridge, which I take one by one and start hogging. So yeah, please
That's
don't
great,
make that your
man.
staple food, Dave. And thank you, Shaurya, for having me here. It was amazing.
Thank you so much for
Guys,
opening up.
Shaurya, I saw Shaurya in 11th grade. His YouTube video about getting into Stanford, and I was amazed. I've seen that video at least 20 times because it was so well edited. It was just a genuine thing, and yeah, this is
Yeah.
crazy. Just like, oh, this is so.
Bro, I'm so happy I get the chance to talk to you because like I remember when I made that video, I was like, this has to be my launch pad. Like I wanted to make it on YouTube. And like the thing with any platform is you have to provide value to someone. And I was like, what can I do that will provide value? What can I do that like make someone feel a little happy? A little like my college decision was such a Bollywood movie, bro. Like I got a little high, then I got a full rejection, then I finally got a high. So like I saw that coming and I was like, I really hope this goes this goes and does well.
Yeah, and bro, in that phase of applying to college, I have seen like so many college reactions, and they're all just so bro. Oh, I got into Penn. Oh, I got into Stanford. And yours was just, it was like a story. It wasn't even a reaction. It was crazy. So yeah,
Yeah.
just amazing, dude.
No, that's why like I see your love for filmmaking because I can see you notice that like you have to tell a story, like in my opinion, like that's the one thing that I always prioritize. Like, is this telling a story? Is someone walking away from this laptop or phone feeling a little more inspired than how they were when they first came in? And like my content will always be that. Like I want to give people a reason to invest into my life. Like I don't want to just show them me making Maggie and they'd be like, yeah, guys, this is my Maggie. Have fun with me. This is how it tastes. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Like, cause I don't see myself watching that. So like I only make
Yeah,
stuff that I'll watch and be like, damn, that dude's dope. He has crazy
definitely.
hand gestures, but still, kind of dope.
Crazy hand gestures.
No,
That's
but
fun,
this
dude.
this was great, man. Thank you so much for doing this, Dave. I genuinely hope you blew up. I think you deserve to. Like just with you, when I saw your long form IGTVs, I was like, I need to talk to this guy. Like one conversation, and then the world needs to see it.
Thank you, bro.
Oh,
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you for doing this, Dave. Thank you everybody for watching. This is dude.
Signing off. Hey, bye.